My thing is that I want to do things as the law states to do it.
And that's why you filed the open meeting law
Yes.
violation, because that's
Yes.
what the law told you
Yes.
to do.
Yes. So,
So can I ask
we
a
can
question?
move forward,
Sure.
but
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah. So do you think the Board of Health is a powerful board, or do you think the health agent holds all the power?
the health agent is more a guidance for us. She goes out and does all of the health violations, the septic systems in town, and things like that, and brings it to us and recommends we vote for it or against it. And so
Because I always
wish
think
that
it's
we
a
had
powerful board.
I wish that we had a little bit more power than we do have, because a regular resident can't come to any Board of Health member and really form a complaint, because we don't have that power to act on that complaint. And we can't go to the health agent and say, this person came to us and they have this issue. They want their person to
Yeah, I didn't
address
know
the
that.
health agent. The health agent is the one that gets paid, that goes out into the town and does the investigation and then reports back to the board. So in ways I wish that we were a little bit more powerful, because I think that's why people elected us. I don't think people understand in general why they can't go to a member of the Board of Health and and say that. The selectmen have the town administrator who does do, people go to him and talk to him and things like that, but even they can't really, you can't go to them and say, hey, there's a dog that keeps barking in my neighborhood and it's keeping me awake, and they can't bring that action. You have to go into the town hall, has to be put on the agenda, and then you would be recognized in that meeting. And that's the same way that it is on the Board of Health. But people are a little hesitant about even the local government, coming in front of a board, and even more so with cameras going. I mean, some people just can't. They get on a camera and they're just like blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. So the health agent is responsible for all the inspections and all the restaurants, everything.
Yes.
That's right there. She goes out and inspects it.
I think that there is I think that there's another set of individuals that actually go out and do the restaurant inspections and things like that. Kayleen really deals with a lot of it is our septic system issues. And we have to act on the Title V thing. So she basically comes in and says, this is what Title V says, this is what the person can do. And if there's a variance, then we have to either say they can have that variance or they can't have that variance.
So let's talk about ethics a little bit. Do you like the way the ethics policy is for the town, or because the charter review is reviewing how we handle, or how people in power handle ethics?
I don't think that people know about the ethics. It was actually Kathy that posted up the ethical
Code of ethics.
code of ethics for the town, and in there it states that we are there for the public body. The public body comes to us, and we work for them, and we shouldn't be, corporation or somebody else comes in there, we can't be for that corporation. We have to rule by law, but we have to also be there for the people, because you elect us.
Right.
The companies don't elect us. So when I go up for re-election and have to go out and collect signatures, I want to be able to say I did everything that I could to make sure that my determinations were based on what the law states and not my personal view or a corporation.
Do you have a question on that?
Do you think there needs to be more oversight or an HR department before something makes it to the state level? Or do you think it works fine with just citizens making a complaint, or is the system work right now?
You look at corporations, every corporation has human resource departments. It wasn't always that way. In the 70s and 80s, when I was a restaurant manager, I was everything. I did the hiring, I did the firing, I did the disciplining, and all.
So
of
that would be the TA in the structure of the town.
In the town, it would all that would fall on a town administrator, and I think by having a HR representative that that person's trained in the laws. That person is, they know what they're supposed to do.
They know all the
And,
laws, the employment
you know,
laws.
in a corporation, if you have a problem, you go to your HR representative, who then discusses it with her manager, his or her manager, and then that goes back to the director of like, I worked in a call center, so the call center director, and they would have a meeting with the person, and they would have that determination as to what, most disciplinary actions are just, you did this, don't do it again. Serious things like.
Just one last comment, because the Charter Commission is working on that now, and one of the members did state she sees no problem with how ethics are run, or she hasn't seen a problem, with anything really. But when I step back, there has been some issues, ethical issues, collusion, open meeting violations, you could say nepotism, and we've only been really doing this for a year. So when I look back over a year, that's a lot of problems that need to be dealt with. Dealt with differently. So you say yes to an HR problem or a little more oversight, and you're a board member.
I believe that the town is really a corporation.
Right, business.
And that I think that an HR person, and this is my opinion only, but I believe that an HR person is needed. I'm not saying like a whole entire HR department, but you need an HR manager to take those things on.
So Pepperell doesn't have one?
No.
Well, I think it would take some pressure off board members or appointed officials or whoever. It would, I don't know, just a little more oversight to maybe remind you. I think Andrew does. No? The Board of Selectmen?
I think that's the difference between a town manager and a town administrator. Town manager hires and fires, I think. A town administrator does not, I think.
I think.
So is it an executive session?
A lot of disciplinary actions that you've seen on agendas for the Board of Selectmen are executive
session.
And they should be. It should be something that's private.
Yeah, it's done in executive
and
session.
Eventually,
Just fine.
that interaction in an executive session is made available to the general public.
Yep.
But it takes a long time for it to become available, and I just think that I wouldn't want to take away executive sessions, but I think that an HR representative being able to handle and investigate and make sure that these are actual,
Yeah. Well,
these are
I'm,
worthy,
yeah.
Legitimate.
you know.
I mean, I'm just a
executive
citizen
decisions.
making an
Yeah.
observation.
Right.
And I just come up on the side where I think there have been some problems.
Yeah.
But how many people know the ethics for the town? It's right in the charter.
Yeah.
But how many people know it? And is it being done? It's time for citizens to start questioning the fact whether or not the people that they're electing are acting as described in the ethics for the town. And if they're not, I'm not for, oh my God, you're not for the people, and you're not doing this and that and stuff like that. But they should start questioning. They should, and questioning means showing up for meetings.
I'm for fairness for everybody. Officials, citizens, fair.
Right.
You know, people need to show up. People need to say, according to the town charter, ethical
unless someone
behavior
says-
is to do.
Yeah.
People on the boards can mention it. You know, hey, this is our code of ethics for Pepperell, and we're supposed to make these decisions based on the general public. They are our number one focus, and we shouldn't be using our own public opinion. We shouldn't be. We certainly can listen to the corporations that are bringing the action or are part of the action, but the actual decisions that come down need to be for the public.
Right.
Unless it's
Yeah.
certainly there's public people that could be causing the problems for the corporation, and you would have to make a decision for the corporation, but you'd be making that decision based on the law and not on your own personal opinion, because it's
But
that's
as
just
it is now, someone has to make a complaint against someone before something goes into action. Otherwise, it's just, nothing happens. Someone has to voice the
Well-
complaint and,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
it's sort of, but if I'm on agenda for the Board of Health and you don't agree because it's put on the agenda why I'm there,
Yeah.
and you don't agree, then you need to show up at that meeting, and they listen to everybody. This is the person that's making the complaint. This is we have other people here. What would you like to say? And that, but we still have the health laws. We have the sanitary code. We have attorney general laws, and the laws cover everything. And they're not popular, but
Right. But if you're on the Board of Health and you are going to take a vote, and I say, no, you can't vote on that, that's a conflict of interest, and you say, no, it's not, and you go ahead and do it, and no one says anything, unless I carry that complaint forth, nothing happens, and you just do what you want.
well, the public has a right to file open meeting law violations if they feel that there was a violation.
But that's
I
different
had
than
to-
me saying, that's a conflict of interest, you can't vote on that. And you go ahead and do it, and nothing happens.
Well, if
Unless
you-
I go to the state and
If you have a
put in a complaint.
true conflict of interest and you ignore that and you vote on these
You're
things,
free
then
unless I or someone goes to the state.
then it would be an ethics violation. It would be
Only if
unethical
the citizen
to do
took
it,
it.
but someone would have to bring it to.
Otherwise, you're free to vote.
Now there is
See, that's the problem in town. Why? Why should that be? Everyone can't be monitored constantly. I mean, someone's not always going to catch the conflict of interest or catch whatever. So that person is free to do whatever,
That has happened.
unless someone files the complaint.
right,
You're
and
free.
it's all.
But it needs more than that. There needs to be an oversight of some sort. So it's, so,
Well,
I don't,
you know, I
It
don't
seems like
know,
it's a-
I don't know as an HR person would necessarily handle that, but,
yeah, they should have that.
they
The
are,
citizen tells
you
the
know,
HR person, and the HR person, or whoever that oversight is, takes
they
care of
are,
it.
they are trained, and basically, the law tells us that if we have a conflict of interest, that we need to recuse ourselves.
But unless someone
But you
calls
have the
on it-
choice not to. That's actually the difference now. You can do it. It has been
You
done.
can't, you can do it, but,
Yeah.
but
And if
at
no
that
one
point,
objects to it, you're free to do
at
it.
that point, it is, someone has to file
But
something.
Nobody's
no one
gonna.
did. No one did anything. So where is the big person looking over everything who will do it? There isn't anyone.
So,
That's self-policing.
again,
You're
again, that's something that possibly an HR person would,
But the charter review committee is not, by the sound of it and by watching it, they don't seem to be interested in changing anything. So it's just gonna go along.
hiring an HR person means that we gotta create another spot in the budget. You gotta pay that person the benefits and all of that, and, you know, how do you come up with, you know, telling people, okay,
You just-
we're gonna add an HR person, but their salary's gonna be $80,000 a year, and we gotta give them benefits and everything, so
Well,
your town's
the
gonna
town
be
can't
adding.
afford that, then they can create, they love committees, they can create an oversight committee.
Okay, we're 35 minutes. Do you want to end it there? Do you
Do
want
you
to?
have any other questions?
No, I think those are the highlights. And if you've enjoyed your stay on the Board of Health and you're going to run again, and you know,
I'm definitely gonna run again. My term is up in, the 3-year term, so it's 2021. 2018, yeah, so 2021.
good.
And I'm going to be out there collecting signatures, and you know, I'm going to be asking the people. I've been there for 3 years. You've seen me on video, and you've seen how I'm doing my job. And
Great.
if you want me to continue to do it, I'm going to run. If I get another person that runs against me, that's one other thing I'd like to talk about is that there have been way too many write-in candidates on elections. You know, people that declare their nomination and stand out there, and they stand out there for hours,
Yep.
speaking with the public, getting their signatures on their sheet,
And going to candidates.
and all of that, and then someone comes along and while it's legal, it's like I'd rather have someone going against me,
Right.
collecting the signatures,
Right.
and being able to discuss things than to do a write-in. Now, with that said, I did come on as a write-in candidate for the housing authority. There was no declared candidate.
Well, that might be
You
a
know,
little
but even
different.
at that point,
Yeah, no kidding.
even at that point, you know, people can question, well, you've done as a write-in candidate, so why shouldn't others be able to do that? And it's simple, if you have a position that nobody has gone for, nobody has pulled papers for, and it's just going to be a blank on the form, why not have yourself, why not, if you want to do it, you want to give up the time, ask for people to write your name in.
Okay. Done? Done?
Unless you can think of something.
Nope. Can't. It was good.
Thank you for
Yeah. Thank you for
interviewing me.
clarifying
I'm the
things.
very
Yep.
first one, and now I'm the
You
very
are. First
in
one again.
2020.
2020. Thank you, Grover.
Thank you.
Good luck.